Hello, it's GGT here and today is confession time. For those of you who've seen some of my previous videos, you would have seen my setup. Like any good social media poster, I've sold you all a dream. In all of my videos, it's always been quite neat and tidy. Well, today, I have to admit that that isn't always the case. Sometimes it can get into a mess. At the moment, it's been more of a mess than it hasn't. That is partly, well mostly, down to one thing. Cables. Cables are the absolute bane of my life. I can't stand seeing the things on show. I don't know about you, but I feel that a messy cable management could be the difference between a sleek looking setup and just an average one. I really dislike cables on show. That goes for my setup or anywhere else in my house. Even in my living room I had to try and keep cables as free as I could. I drilled holes in the wall to hide all the cables from the TV and the soundbar. So today I'm going to sort out some of these eyesores and I'm going to show you how I go about doing just that. So stick around to see some of the products I use to achieve that tidy cable management. Since filming some of my earlier videos, I've added a couple of products to my setup. The most notable of these being my mic arm and the G29 steering wheel from Logitech, which I purchased when I also grabbed Gran Turismo. These products are both USB and so obviously both come with cables. At the moment I've just been running these across the desk and into the PC or into the PS5. The wheel also comes with its own power brick too, as well as the cable that connects the pedals to the steering wheel. This is where the first secret to cable management comes in, making the decision of what can be permanently stowed away and what can't. With the wheel, the power on the foot pedals is detachable from the steering unit, however the USB connection for the PS5 isn't. Don't worry though, stick around until later, I've got an idea for that. The wheel isn't a permanent feature on the desk, so I do want to be able to easily put it away without having to strip out a load of cables. I also don't want to have cables just strewn around all over the place like I have been. Aside from just looking untidy, they actually do get in my way. The USB cable for my microphone definitely needs to be clipped properly under the desk. The original cable that it came with was way too short, so I had to purchase myself a 3-metre one to allow me the extra lead to run under and across the desk. I don't actually like where my mic arm is with regards to the room, however it's the only place I've been able to put it where it isn't in the way, but also allows me to use it when I'm doing things like playing games with my mates and I need it for the voice chat. So this one will be getting the full permanent clipping. I've got some other bits and bobs that I have that are charged via USB, namely my headphones and my mouse, which require another set of USBs obviously, and they require different leads from each other as well, so that's just more cables to sort out. It's like a bowl of spaghetti under my desk. To make my life a little bit easier with these, I purchased myself a multi-plug adapter that also has some USB ports for power. I'm going to utilise these ports for the charging leads that I need, with the plan just to have the cables clipped just under the edge of the desk. I grabbed myself a couple of retractable USB leads for this exact purpose, and I'm going to try and utilise these to make hiding these leads even easier. When I originally did my cable management, I used some plastic cable trunking from Amazon and some self-adhesive snap lock clips. The trunking is a little bit pricey, but they are really good for what they do. Anyway, enough talking about it, let's jump in and make a start. The first thing I have to do is remove one of my old multi-plug extension leads and replace it with a larger one. Now I don't know the electrical regulations throughout the world, but what I do know is it isn't really smart to plug an extension lead into an extension lead. That's why I've upgraded from a 4 outlet extension to an 8 outlet one. This new one also has some USB slots in it if I need them to power anything else. I also try to always make sure that the extension leads I purchase have a surge protector in them. They're a bit pricier compared to the ones without, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So one thing I like to do, as you can see here, is any excess cable, I just loop it out, stick it up under the desk with a clip, and it's there. And also these clips, you can just open them in the future when you need to, if you ever need to take it out. Now I don't want to bore you and show you every single cable that I've run throughout my setup, because obviously it's boring. But I'm going to show you a couple of little things that I need to add into it, just to give you an idea of how easy it is just to keep everything neat and tidy and out of the way, and how you can overcome some of the little problems that you might find when you're actually trying to do your own cable management. So as I mentioned earlier on, I bought some of these retractable USB-C leads. Now what I wanted was a retractable lead, as in you had a block, you pulled it and it came out from one end, but the ones I actually got, sort of you pull both sides and it retracts from the middle, so that posed its own little problem. But I've come up with a little idea. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, if I stretch the lead out to where I need it, because I don't have a charging dock for my headphones, I just leave them on the desk overnight if I need to charge them. So all I need to do is just pull it out to the full length, and then once it's there, I just clip it where it is, and then I can make sure that the end of the lead can just sit snugly under the desk and it will retract into the space in between. So all you need to do is anchor either end, like I'm doing here, and that's it. So with the steering wheel, as I mentioned earlier, the USB connection and power block are detachable from the wheel. Let me just pause it for 1 second. I got that completely wrong. So the lead for the foot pedal is connected to the foot pedal, and that's detachable from the wheel, and the USB from the wheel isn't detachable from the wheel. So I can't place the foot pedal and clip that up to keep it out of the way, because if I ever want to put it away, I can't. Hope that clears that up. So what I have done is run a USB extension from the back of the PS5 and under the desk, and I've clipped this up to where I would put the steering wheel for when I'm going to use it. As you can see from the wheel, I've wrapped the USB leads around the inbuilt clips to keep it neat and tidy, and I'll have just enough excess on the lead to poke out and connect onto the USB extension that I've placed under the desk. The power block itself is completely detachable, so I can run this under the desk permanently and just plug it in when needed. Now the actual block, which I think is a transformer, is quite weighty. There are a couple of ways you can mount these. You can buy a basket style tray for under the desk, which would be ideal for this one situation. However, I'm more of a hide as much as we can type, so you could either use some self-adhesive pads to stick it, or you could do what I'm going to do and grab some of this stuff, all-purpose fixing band. It's what electricians use in building sites to pin armoured cables to the floor or walls or whatever. Well, at least that's where I've seen it being used, and it worked perfectly for the power block. As it has holes in it and is rigid yet flexible, I can shape it to the size I want, cut it with some snips and then drill it into place. Maybe it's overkill, but it ain't going nowhere, that's for sure. Once the block is in position, I just have to clip the cables up and out the way and you're good to go. And that's pretty much it. A pretty basic guide to keeping the cables out of the way, but you really don't need to do a lot, just keep it neat and tidy. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next time, I've been GGT. Keep gaming.